The risk for taking HCQ is low.
We took it all the time back home as children. We took it for malaria. We give it to people traveling to malaria endemic zones. People still take it right now. You see, when we took HCQ back home, we took chloroquine. Chloroquine used to itch, but that's about all it costs. Hydroxychloroquine, very few side, maybe a little stomach upset, but taking one tablet every other week, it's almost no side effects.
Taco Bell gives me an upset stomach, and I still eat it anyway. So
you can imagine me from a malaria endemic zone having used hydroxychloroquine, having used chloroquine, mefloquine, camoquine, nivaquine, just name it. Hydroxychloroquine is even a safer, with less side effects. And then all of a sudden, people are telling me it's dangerous, it's going to stop your heart. So I went to research. What medications cause QT prolongation? The same thing that they are saying that hydroxychloroquine does. Mm-hmm. I looked at the medications that cause QT prolongation. You will not believe it. Over 100 different medications cause the same QT prolongation. Bactrim, that we take all the time. Cipro. We're talking about Zofran. We're talking about a lot of the neuroleptics. We take many medications. We take erythromycin, clarithromycin. And I realized we've been taking these medicines for years like candy. Nobody has ever said it's going to stop your heart. Nor have we ever seen it stop anybody's heart.
I mean, I've taken plenty of antibacterial and different things.
I'm telling you, that QT prolongation side effect that they talk about, it is a side effect of over 100 different medications we take.
Its safety profile is better than over-the-counter medications like Tylenol, Advil, Aleve. It's safe, and why not use it?
Drugs become over-the-counter when the USA manufacturer tries to move it to the over-the-counter category. They petition the FDA to do that. So that's happened a lot. Like the drug Motrin went over the counter for that reason. Minoxidil for hair loss, nicotine patches, there's, Zantac, Pepcid, Antivert, Meclizine, there's tons and tons of examples. But that request to go over the counter is triggered by the drug manufacturer in response to consumer demand. There hasn't been consumer demand for this drug, right? We don't have a lot of malaria in this country. The only uses for hydroxychloroquine historically have been for lupus and for rheumatoid arthritis. So nobody was begging for this drug. Now all of a sudden people are begging for it. And so we just want to get it over the counter. It is over the counter in most of the world. It's actually sold in the vitamin section of pharmacies over the counter in much of the world. For example, Indonesia. For example, Iran. For example, most of Latin America. It's sold in Africa. It's widely available. People carry it in their pocket like we carry Tylenol. We just didn't have that kind of demand, so it's not over the counter. It's certainly not over the counter because it's not safe. It's much safer than Tylenol, aspirin, and Motrin. That would be very shocking for your listeners to hear. What I want your listeners to process is, why are we talking about an FDA-approved medication at all? Why does anybody but a doctor and patient have an opinion on this subject?